Hello beauties. How are you all doing? Shaz here again with another to buy or not to buy. In these videos we talk about makeup that has been released or has been announced or has been sneak peeked, and we talk about whether I'm interested in picking them up or not. I love to hear from you in the comments below if you are picking anything up, maybe you've picked some stuff up, and your opinions. Also, at the same time, I'm going to do this eye look with Into the Night palette because Glaminatrix is coming out with something exciting. In fact, it just launched a few minutes ago from when I'm filming, and I'm probably going to pick it up. But this is the palette we're going to use, and I'm very excited. If all of that sounds good to you, as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that I know you're enjoying these kinds of videos. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. Now let's go into the video. First of all, as always, I have my coffee, although it's past 4 o'clock at the moment. And I also have this eucalyptus candle. I bought this from Trader Joe's, you all. I have recently been in extreme need of having stress relief, relaxation type of stuff, so this candle has been amazing for that. If you all know, eucalyptus has that kind of quality, and Trader Joe's, again, like $2, which is amazing price. And then beauties, I think I told you all that I've done a lot of shopping recently, so I'm just gonna quickly show you a few things just to get you excited about some of the things that might be coming up. First of all, y'all, yes, I could not help myself. These are lacquers from Clionadh. I bought the whole Slickadelic collection. And let me make sure I say the name correct. It's Slickadelic. You know, the photos, I don't know. You all know how much I love Clionadh nail lacquers, so I had to do that. And yes, I received the Clionadhs that I purchased, so swatches will be coming. Maybe we'll do eye looks. If you want anything in particular, write it in the comments below. And y'all, I received some of the stuff that I'd ordered from Sydney Grace. Some of this is old. This is the In Memory of Mel that I purchased last year, but these other ones, some of you have been telling me about how much you love Sydney Grace singles, so I'm looking forward to using them. I also bought one of Temptalia's palettes because it was on extreme discount. I used it yesterday for an eye look, and beauties, it was so nice. I unfortunately did not video the look because I was just doing it for fun, and I wanted to go somewhere, but the look was amazing, and I'm already kind of getting excited about having some more of these. I also purchased one of their bundles of brushes for eye brushes, and we are going to use these today with the palette that I've selected. I think you all can already guess why I selected this palette. I don't need to tell you all, but these are the brushes we're going to be using. They're already washed and cleaned. As you know, I don't like to use my brushes brand new because God knows where they've been. So I'm looking forward to that because I've also heard amazing things about Sydney Grace brushes. Yeah, during the sale they had amazing deals because I bought the brushes one day where they had a sale on the brushes, like 40% off on any bundle or something like that. So I got great deals. I'm very excited about all of this new makeup. Realistically, don't know how I'm gonna have time to do all of this, but let's hope we have time. And this is another thing, beauties, I had talked about in the last bar not to buy, but that was like 2 weeks ago. Yes, beauties, and I don't want to straighten this because there are 2 shadows that came completely broken, and I need to press them back in. And if you all remember, you have been asking me how I press them in, so I want a video pressing them in before I, do a video with them. So they're waiting for that. I've also purchased some stuff from Terra Moons. You already saw the quad that I did for the channel birthday. I'll tag that video below, but I also have a few other ones from Terra Moons. I also purchased a few things from NBA Cosmetics' semi-annual sale or annual sale. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. Stay tuned if this is your kind of things. Before I get too distracted with all of this, let's actually get the video started because I haven't done one of these because there was a period where everybody came out with something new. I think I made my last video around that time. And then we went through a period where nobody was releasing anything, at least definitely not eyeshadow, which is the main thing I talk about. So I've been waiting for enough things to be released for it to be worth talking, and now we have a good bit of things. Let's first talk about this one, which I have been kind of excited about. This one reminds me of the thing that released from Ladybug Glow. You all remember I talked about it in one of my past to buy or not to buys. If I find the photo, I'll put it on the screen. And I said that this palette looks very nice, but every time I've been trying to buy it and I go on Ladybug Glow's page in Etsy, I can't find it. So I just don't know when that released and when it was available. I just could never find it on there. So I never bought it, obviously. But this reminds me a lot of that, and you all know how much I love purples. So I could see this happen for me. The only thing is that I did a lot of purchases recently, obviously, you all saw, and some other things that I haven't received yet. So I'm probably not going to pick this up. What I think I might do is I might do a dupe of this. Maybe I'll do a dupe of this with my Sydney Grace singles. Would you be interested in seeing that? Let me know. Beautiful palette though, and I can't deny that I went on Gourmade Girls website and I added this to cart. And this is one thing, and I'm guessing everybody can get this deal. I added it to cart and I was just not sure, so I abandoned the cart. And I got emails the next day saying you can get 20% off if you come back and purchase it. So if you want to get 20% off without using someone's code, you can do that. I mean, they give you a code to use in the email when they tell you to go back to the site. This is another thing that has recently released, and beauties, you have been telling me the greens look amazing on me. Can you all believe I've lived around 40 years and I did not know greens look so good on me until I started this channel, which just hit 1 year. So I lived so long without knowing that greens look good on me. I suppose it's never too late. But because of that, I kind of was not sure, like meaning I was thinking about it, and I love mints and I love lime. So the whole mood of the palette and, you know, that middle color, the zesty yellow with a hint of green, that is just, I love those colors. I think I have similar colors in one of the Davini bundles, also maybe in a few palettes, but that color is such a beautiful color. However, this palette reminds me of Just My Luck from ColourPop. Now, Just My Luck is what, 4 or 5 years old? It released in 2019, I believe. So obviously it's not going to have as many innovative colors like that middle color, but having a few olives and sort of a variety of greens kind of reminded me of that, because Just My Luck was one of the first 9-pan monochromes that I got introduced to, period. And one of the first green 9-pan monochromes or green monochrome palettes that had a variety of different greens, you know, even olive greens and military kind of greens in it. So this kind of reminded me of that. And although Sugar Drizzle is one of my favorite brands, I love the quality and generally everything about the brand. And frankly, this year I haven't really purchased pretty much anything from them. I think I'll pass on this one because I don't need it. I think I can dupe this with my singles, and I also think I even can dupe the eye looks I can get from this with the monochrome green palettes that I have. Another amazing monochrome green palette that I have in fact reviewed in this channel, which is from a year ago. It might not have as many like innovative colors like that middle color as this, but it's the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. Well, I don't have the 9-pan, I have the 12-pan, but that palette also is, frankly, I feel like it has enough greens for me. I believe this is already available. Yeah, it released yesterday at noon and it's $35. Also, beauties, the first one, I forgot to mention, the Gourmade Girl palette release is a collab with Doodles by the Bunny, which is an amazing designer. She has designed many palettes. She designed the Nearly Natural palette in collaboration with Glaminatrix, which released last summer. She has designed Spooked, which was another collaboration with Gourmade Girls. She might have done another one, I don't remember. Yeah, she's super talented if you want to follow her on Instagram. Okay, before we get started, let me put a little bit of Painterly on my lids. And as I'm doing this, beauties, let me tell you, the Pretties for Your Face has released a few singles. They're calling this Sunset Sparklers. The shades are on the screen. This actually already released on July 28th, and they look nice. I'm here for these. I particularly like the second one from top, which kind of reminds me of the greens and green and sort of yellow colors that I mentioned. But as you all saw, I have purchased a whole lot of stuff now or recently, so not something I'm thinking about picking up. But Pretties for Your Face is a brand that I am thinking about trying for the first time, or I have been interested in trying for the first time in 2023. I'm gonna tag the video where I talk about the brands I like to try in 2023 in the description box below. But this is probably not gonna be the first bundle. I mean, even if I wanna pick anything up from this release, it's not gonna happen soon. I'm probably gonna wait for a sale or something. Let's talk about this one. This is excitingly a collaboration between Deandranicoleee and MBA Cosmetics. And now, beauties, earlier in the video, as I showed you some of the things I've purchased, I did mention that I put an order in from them, but I didn't show you what I purchased from them. The long story short is that I did a lot of shopping from MBA Cosmetics just a few weeks ago, and I've already received them. I'm probably going to do a swatch video so that it would help you figure out if any of those things that I picked up is for you. But the reason I'm saying that is to say that I am not in the market to do another purchase from MBA Cosmetics probably anytime soon. However, remember, from MBA Cosmetics you can use someone's code to get discount. This is a 12-pan palette. It has 2 multichromes, 3 duochromes, 1 metallic, 2 shimmers, and 4 mattes. It is beautiful. I do have to say though that the color story is not super new to my collection. I have a lot of palettes that have more or less the same kind of color stories, so I'm probably going to pass. Another challenge that I'm looking forward to, and let me know in the description box below if this is something you would want me to do, is figuring out if I can dupe these kinds of palettes with the singles that I already have, particularly that I'm going to have a lot of Sydney Grace singles, some of which you saw earlier in this video. Continuing, beauties, Makeup Ritualz. I don't know if I've talked about them before, but they have revealed a Mabon Blessings palette. They say it consists of 15 shades, 8 mattes, 7 shimmers. Very fall colored. I feel like they're sort of trying to do their fall releases a little early. I mean, although it is already August, but I kind of feel like this is a little early still. But who knows? Nowadays, spooky season starts in January. So, beautiful palette though. Don't know if I've heard of Makeup Ritualz. Let me know what your thoughts are on the brand. If you've used them, let me know what your thoughts are on this palette. I feel like I have this palette, or I can definitely dupe this palette. So I'm probably not going to pick it up, but it's beautiful. Beauties, this one I'm excited about. As you all know, Ensley Rain is a brand that I think you know where I'm going, but that's a brand that I am kind of following and stalking. Stalking is the word. Stalking from afar because they have released quite a few things that look amazing, and it is one of the brands that I'm interested in trying in 2023. Again, the video where I talk about those brands is tagged in the description box, and they have revealed their long-awaited return of the Strawberry Moon eyeshadow palette. I believe this is a palette they had released in the past. They have reformulated it, and the reformulation, beauties, just looks divine. I remember they released the cover with the colorful mushrooms a week ago, and I was like, I know this is going to be something interesting, and I'm pretty sure I want it. And they have not disappointed. You know, the part that caught my attention is the right half of the palette. Like, that could have, I don't know what's going on outside, but that could have been I really don't know what's going on outside. That could have been a 9 pan that I would just buy. So this palette is going to be, well, it's going to be $76, which is a tiny bit pricey. It's going to have 6 sparkly multichromes, 5 shimmery duochromes, and 7 velvet mattes. I also believe you can use someone's code with Ensley Rain. I have heard great things about Ensley Rain's quality. If you've used it and you have a particular opinion, feel free to write it in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. But, you know, this is something that looks just delicious. So I could totally see myself pick this up, even if it's $76. Do I have a release date? And the reason that matters is because I have declared August a no-buy month, except for one thing that's releasing today that I'm picking up probably today that we're going to talk about. And I know you know what I'm talking about because I haven't been able to shut up about that brand. Other than that, I'm not sure if I want to pick anything else up. I think I'm going to be doing a no-buy for the rest of the month so that I have time to do videos with everything else. And because of that, I'm hoping it's going to release in September. Okay, beauties, before I go through the whole video, let me get started with the palette so that we are started. And as I mentioned, I'm going to use these brushes. Again, this is the Sydney Grace eyeshadow bundle that comes with, I believe, 9 brushes. I think one of the brushes fell on the ground, so I had to go wash it. I'm getting started with this one. This is number 1. Let's go into Play Hard, which is this kind of creamy, cool toned color. And I'm going to put this in my crease. I'm trying to not use colors that I've used in other videos. Okay, let's quickly talk about this one because I mentioned spooky season has already started. So this is from Enchanted Lustre Cosmetics, and the name of this palette is Ghost Assassin. I'm guessing everybody's releasing something for the spooky season that hasn't started. Everybody's doing it earlier nowadays. It's like 2 months away. And this is already available. I am mesmerized by those 2 colors, the purple gray and the sort of a swirly orange gold red. However, beauties, if you've been following my channel, I have done a lot of different videos about swirlies, or I've done a lot of videos in which I've swatched swirly pans like this. These kinds of swirly pans look always better in the pan than what's gonna be actually showing after you swatch it, because the swatch is not going to look like that. The swatch is going to be a combination of everything. So it might look all colors of the rainbow in the pan, but on your finger it's going to just be a combination of everything. So you might actually, depending on what colors are going to get mixed, you might just get one color on your pan. And sometimes it's even neutral if the colors are sort of complementary colors. So stay aware of that. And you can pretty much see that kind of effect in the swatches. But regardless, I always love looking at swirly pans just because it's a pleasure looking at them. They look beautiful. I mean, that's why we like makeup, right? Because we love beautiful things. Let's talk about this one, which is Copacetic Cosmetics' $2 Tuesday deal. I'm not sure if this deal is, y'all, I learned what the deal with $2 Tuesday is. Is it like every Tuesday of that month you're going to get $2 per pan for the bundle that they release? Something like that. If you know the correct deal for $2 Tuesday, please write it in the comments below, because I feel like every time I'm saying something different, that might just be confusing people. But one of these days I'm going to buy $2 Tuesday deals. It's not going to happen yet because I'm still waiting to receive my Copacetic purchases from like a month ago. Remember, they had the 6-year anniversary. It was their 6-year birthday sale in June, and I did some purchases. They were closed for a little bit after that. You know, they went on holiday, which is great. Everybody needs a vacation, so I'm still waiting on receiving those before I do any more shopping. But I can't wait to receive the purchases that I've had, and I know Copacetic is probably going to happen in the future. I've already used some of their stuff, and I think I'm going to like the brand. Long story short, this is available, although I can't see a whole lot of difference between the colors, but you all know I love purple, so it looks beautiful. Lavender Dreams. Let's quickly talk about this one because we have talked about the fact that liquid eyeshadows are all the rage these days, particularly if you can make them multichrome. And it seems like Menagerie Cosmetics is coming out with these. They're calling them transfer proof topper that can be applied to eyes, lips, and face. Yeah, it says it adds sparkle and color shifting. So, and the colors look like they're multichromy, at least a few of them. There is a good bit of, products listed here or numbers listed here. I think there is at least 10 of them that are being released, and they're $13 each. And they're already available on the Menagerie website. You all know how I feel about liquid shadows, although in my purchase from Sydney Grace, I did purchase 2 of their liquid shadows just to test for you all. It is not something I use frequently. Part of that is because I do have hooded eyes and I'm concerned about creasing or just it fading out and not looking good. But realistically, I haven't worn liquid shadows in a bit, and maybe I should before I just develop an opinion, which is why I purchased a few. But I don't think I'm going to go out and buy things yet. Maybe later. Beauties, I have not done a palette review of this palette in my channel, although this palette I think is going to come back per what Glaminatrix mentioned, because it's not available on their website yet, but they've mentioned they're going to bring it back in the future. So I'm probably going to do a palette review. However, I already have a to buy or not to buy where I use this palette for making an eye look. And I'm trying to make sure I don't repeat the colors, so I'm going to try to use colors that I have not used before. Let me go into Chaser, which is this beautiful red. And I'm going to use this in my outer V area. And beauties, I'm going to go back and use the first brush and just brush these into each other. I'm also going to use the same brush, looking up and brushing this under my lower lash line. Let's continue. Beauties! Klarity Kosmetics finally revealed their mermaid palette. What was the name of this palette? Okay, it was a mermaid. It was called Lost in the Sea. Beautiful palette. It's actually launching August 11th, although they've been talking about it, I want to say, for 2 months already. It's going to have 2 gorgeous multichromes, and you can use a code to get a discount. I'm thinking the multichromes are, that ready color is definitely one of the multichromes, and maybe that bluey, the iridescent shifter, that's kind of seafoamy, that's probably the second. Multichrome, the palette is $56. I believe Klarity Kosmetics is also one of the brands that I mentioned I want to try in 2023 for the first time. I don't think this palette is going to be the palette for me just because it's a little bland. I don't see myself gravitating towards these colors. So probably not the palette I'm going to pick up. Also, I just spent a lot of money on other makeup, so I'm probably going to wait a little longer before picking anything up from them. But I can't deny this is a beautiful palette. Another few things I wanted to talk about, beauties, is Shellwe makeup. Now, beauties, I have tried Shellwe makeup. I picked up their Liana palette at launch, which was their first 4 pans that look exactly like this, that they released either earlier this year or sometime last year, and it had a beautiful multichrome red inside. And now they are releasing quite a few of these. So they have released this one, which is Octapus Escape palette. Beautiful, beautiful palette. And with these palettes, I believe they mentioned that the first 100 people also get a free keychain palette. You can also purchase the keychain palette separately for $19. I rarely hit pan on any palette, so keychain kind of makes sense. And the keychains are also super cute and very well made. I actually also got the keychain for a friend of mine when I got this palette last time. Got a similar palette, not exactly this one. As I mentioned, the Liana palette. I even videoed a video with the Liana palette. I don't think I ever had the time to edit it and post it, but if you all are interested, maybe I will. The Octapus palette is $38, and it seems like there are 2 multichrome shades, and that might be why it's $38, because I think I bought mine for $30. I think the red and the blue shimmer colors are multichrome. And then they also have the Dove Deathless Spirit palette, which is also absolutely gorgeous. And this one is $30. This one is going to have, I believe, just one multichrome, which is probably why it's a little bit cheaper, but beautiful palette. And then they also have this palette, which is also $30, is the Circus palette. And again, beautiful, beautiful palette, much more neutral toned if that's sort of your color story. All of these are launching on August 14th at 9 p.m. CST. Also, beauties, don't forget to use someone's code. You can get some money off. Okay, beauties, I'm going to use NBA Cosmetics' eyeshadow epoxy instead of NYX's glitter primer because I don't know what I did with my NYX glitter primer. And I also purchased this from NBA Cosmetics, so I might as well use it. Also quickly showing you my nails. I have some like little beads and gems on them. They're kind of cute. Again, Kiss nails I bought from CVS or something some time ago. And I'm putting the epoxy on the inner half of my lid. This epoxy is a lot more sticky than NYX's glitter primer, obviously, because it is solid. So it just feels like I'm rubbing something that is very solid on my eye. I don't remember if I used this one last time. I don't believe so. So I'm going to use a little bit of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, like purple to blue. And I'm going to put this more or less just at the center here. Beautiful color. And now I'm going to go into this color, Top Shelf. This one was called Bustling. This is also a super, super metallic color. Beauties, remember, Glaminatrix offers these pans also as singles. If you know you're not interested in the palette, but you might want to buy the pans separately as singles, you can do that. You can purchase them on their website. Super, super shimmery color. Absolutely beautiful. And Glaminatrix works really well on my lids, so I'm just very much enjoying these colors. A lot of times I use my finger to just blend this color into the matte. Similarly on this side. I also picked up the small brush and just fixing this edge a little bit. Okay, let's quickly talk about the next thing I want to talk about, which is that Looxi Beauty has a new bundle of 7 colors. It has already released and is available on their website. Do I have a name? I don't have a name for this, but I can tell you the colors are Groovy Baby, Liquid, Honey Dough, Razzle Dazzle, Shimmy, Glitz and Ritz, and Gold Rush, and the whole bundle is $21. And you all know that Looxi Beauty, the pans are usually around $3. Even outside of a sale, and if you can get them on a sale, they can be even like $1.50, which is a great price. Now, the only thing that I've mentioned in the past also about Looxi Beauty is that a lot of times the swatches, what you see on their website as swatched, does not really reflect what you will get when you swatch it at home. But honestly, for $2, I find their quality pretty decent, and also the shimmers look pretty nice. So I'm not too upset at the fact that they're not the same quality as an $18 pan, obviously. I mean, what were you expecting? So you're gonna get what you pay for. Beauties, let's quickly talk about this one because this is insanely cute. This is e.l.f. Cosmetics in collaboration with Loserfruit Berry Hot Drop Vault. I have no idea what that is, or whether this is even a collaboration or just a new bundle from e.l.f., but it's extremely cute. So in this bundle, you're gonna get the Strawberry Surge Lip Mask, which is adorable. You're gonna get the Strawberry Download Palette, which is also pretty cute. You know, you have the eye quad at the top and the face trio at the bottom. Very, very cute. And, you know, e.l.f. is amazing quality, so nice. And then you're going to get the Strawberry Plush Makeup Sponge, which is also super cute. Of these three products, the one I might pick up if I see it at Walmart is the lip mask, because you all know that's something I always need. Like on my desk, I have all kinds of chopsticks and lip masks. You can buy the whole bundle for $45. Very cute. You might be able to use someone's code Beauties with Elf. I don't know, but this is already available. Let's quickly talk about this release from Pat McGrath because I kind of talked about it last time. This is Mothership 11? How many Motherships has Pat McGrath released? Because this palette looks like something you would see in like 2019. Like, is it just me? Or I feel like, I mean, this color story is something we have been seeing. And I don't want to sound so dramatic, but like, really, this is not something that is new in 2023. This is something we've seen, particularly for $128. Y'all, I don't know. I feel like I don't really understand these insanely expensive brands. I prefer spending $128 on picking up stuff, obviously, from Cleona, from Glaminatrix, from Sydney Grace, you know, the stuff that I showed you at the beginning of the video. I don't think I will use a palette like this for $128. I can dupe it with Sydney Grace singles, but if this is something for you, I'm excited for you, and you can purchase it at Sephora. It's already available. Also, did I mention last time that it seems like Pat McGrath is coming to Ulta? I believe that I read about that somewhere, and maybe I talked about it in the last to buy or not to buy, so keep your eyes out for that. Okay, let's talk about these. These will soon be released from Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks is a brand that I kind of watched from afar. You know, when they came out with those very colorful, very high quality eyeshadow palette that everybody was talking about, I was like, should I pick one of these up? Obviously super expensive for my budget. I also felt like I could dupe them with the stuff that I have, so I didn't see a need. But it is a brand that I feel like is kind of stretching boundaries at some level, releasing cool things. These are called New ColorFix formulation. Multi-use liquid pigments can be used for eyes, cheeks, and lips. And this is called the Liquid Metals Collection. It has 6 colors, the 6 that you see on the screen. I don't think I'm going to be using these. Metallic shades like these remind me of early 2000s. I had like all kinds of liquid. Y'all remember? I mean, I'm aging myself, but you all remember there used to be like doe foot applicator eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadows that were these colors, and you would like do one eyeshadow looks of silver or metallic lavender. It was like all the rage in early 2000s, and this kind of takes me back to old times. And obviously I don't do that kind of a look anymore. I love colorful, more colorful and more multicolor looks. But if this is your thing, it's coming soon. Let's talk about this one from Davini Beauty. I don't think I've ever talked about Davini Beauty. This is the Del Mar palette. It seems like they're also releasing some lashes with it. Beautiful palette, but it is a rainbow palette. And it looks like it might have some pressed glitters, which is not my thing. Oh, let me read the description. It says it has 1 sparkle matte, 17 mattes, 7 chromes and shimmers. So it doesn't have glitters, and a total of 25 colors, and it's $48. And they're also releasing 3 lash bundles. Okay, great. And the release is going to be on August 15th at 3 p.m. CST. Also, a few restocks beauties. Pastel Dreams from Give Me Glow has been restocked. It's available for $54. I believe this palette came out a few years ago, if not last year. Like, they've had this palette for a while, but you know, it is summer. A lot of people are looking for pastel palettes. So if this was something you were waiting for, it's restocked. Another exciting restock is from Bella Beauté Bar. This is their loose pigment collection that was released with, was it the Best Mattes large matte palette that they released in collaboration with Ellie Starr and Brittany Huffman like a month ago, 2 months ago. If you all remember, there were loose pigments, and so the loose pigments are being restocked, and y'all know with Bella Beauté Bar you can use a few people's codes, so feel free to do that. I remember seeing some swatches of these and they were so beautiful. Okay, beauties, I'm very much enjoying this look. Another thing you can do if you want to make it a little darker is to use Nightlife, which is this one, and put a little bit of it in the outer V, maybe even a little bit of it under your lower lash line if you want to do a late in the night type of a look. But let me quickly pick one of these small flat brushes, and I'm going to go into Moonlight. I think you all know where I'm going. I'm going to do my inner corner. Yep, so this color is going to be opening up my eyes. Another color you can use is the silver, the shimmery silver. Another color you can use is Happy Hour. So these two colors, you can use this one for inner corner, this one for inner corner, but I wanted to use this one because I just want to do a different kind of a look. I believe I used that color in my last look that I did in another To Buy or Not to Buy. I'll tag it below. Yeah, so I'm trying to use colors I haven't used in a look on camera yet. Also, beauties, related to restocks, it seems like Bella Beauty Bar is going to restock their Pastel Garden palette. If this was a palette you're waiting for, keep an eye on their website. They mentioned it's sort of going to be showing up as a pre-order on their website soon. It might already be up. I don't know how old the post is that I was just looking at. And now that we're done with the eyes, let me tell you the one item I'm excited about and I am going to go pick up, which is going to be the item for me for the month of August. And this item just launched 9 minutes ago. And this is Sugar and Spice palette from Glaminatrix Beauties. This palette, they recently revealed, it is a little neutral for me. You know, I did not pick up their Nearly Natural palette because it was just too neutral. And this palette I feel like can be my kind of neutral palette. The only issue I have with it is that matte black. Glaminatrix, please. Why are you doing this to us? Yeah, so this has just launched a few minutes ago and I'm gonna go pick it up after this video is, after I'm done with videoing this To Buy or Not to Buy. And I'm so excited about it. I can already see that you can do some pastel looks with this. You can do some neutral looks with this. You can do a lot of shimmery looks with this. I can't wait to, you know, play around with some of these shimmers in the top row or even in the bottom row. Yeah, I'm excited about this palette. So this palette's gonna have 15 colors, 8 mattes, 3 multichromes, 3 duochromes, and 1 sparkly shimmer with multiple different textures and finishes. And it's gonna have magnetic pans like all the other Glaminatrix palettes. It is going to be 85 Australian dollars or 57 US dollars. I have at least one review of their Glamorous palette, and I have done a lot of eye looks with the different palettes that they have in my To Buy or Not to Buys. I can tag all of them in the description box below if you're curious about my thoughts on Glaminatrix. I've also reviewed their holochromes in this channel. Yeah, I have a lot of Glaminatrix related videos. It's one of my favorite brands. So I know I'm definitely picking up the palette. Another thing about Glaminatrix that I love, as someone who likes to make custom palettes myself, is that all of their palettes are magnetic, so you can get the pans out and create your own palettes, maybe even rearrange things in whatever order you want. And that's also exciting because you can also purchase the colors in the palette. So you don't have to even buy these palettes. You can buy the colors that you like in their palettes on their website also. Which is part of the reason I give you the names as I'm doing the looks, because you might really like one color and want to just purchase that color. Anyway, beauties, if you're putting any orders from Glaminatrix, keep in mind they're an Australian brand, so they're coming from Australia, so there is some shipping charges. I put, again, Moody from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This was from their Sugar and Grunge releases, one of the lipsticks from that release. I have used this in other videos. I actually have a full review of that whole collection, except this is the only lipstick that I purchased from that collection. I'll tag that video also in the description box below if you're interested. But I thought this lipstick goes with the look because the look is kind of cool toned and the lipstick is cool toned, so I figured it goes. I also very much like the lipstick. It's not super thick. It's kind of very comfortable on your lips. As always, thank you so much for beauties for being here with me. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, don't forget to write a comment. Let me know what you like, what you dislike. Let me know if you picked up any of these things that I talked about or are excited about any of them. I would love to hear from you. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and until next time. Bye.